Oh, that's a good song, Muddy Roads.
Thank you, thank you.
And that's, what's that, Willie?
I like Muddy Roads.
And Willie Stewart, our colleague there, right? It's Muddy Roads. So that's from the brand new album, which is Unbroken Dreams.
Yep.
So tell us all about the album.
Well, Unbroken Dreams is a mixture of traditional and modern folk music, some with a country feel, a kind of a Cajun feel, and some of them are quite old songs. For example, Amazing Grace is on there, which is in the public domain. There's a few songs there that people think are in the public domain, but apparently somebody's managed to get copyright for them. For example, Black is the Colour.
Oh dear.
So you find these things out when you go into MCPS to find out if you need a licence, which I was surprised to find I needed for Black is the Colour. There's 4 songs from Kate Wolf on there that they're all very special to me, because I think they just speak about things that are really important in life and about all the changes that have taken place over the years and that type of thing. There's one called The Lilac and the Apple, which is a lilac tree and an apple tree having a conversation on a hill where there used to be a house, and they're kind of, bemoaning the way that the modern world of bulldozed over some beautiful things and put motorways on where the beautiful things used to be, things like that. So it's just a lovely selection of songs, sort of across a number of decades, which have always been a part of my life for at least for the last 30 years. They've been a part of my life.
So how long has it taken you to produce this album?
That one I made. I probably spent maybe about 6 months in the recording studio making that album, and then I sat on it for about 8 years.
Right, I see.
And that was just. I always had a thing about wanting to put the words in the booklet, so I was waiting until I had time to do all that. But eventually I thought, no, look, I just have to get this out there. And so I'm sorry if you're looking for the words. You'll have to Google them.
So how do you come up with the track listing, and is it any reason the order they're in? I mean, I've heard before, like from the local band Ten Garam Brats, they came in to do an interview once and said on their albums they list their tracks as a story. So each track follows a story. So if you listen to the album right through, tell your full story. Do you do that with your albums?
Sometimes, and other times it's more to do with the sound of each song and how well they're sequenced together. So I'll record songs that are really special to me, whether someone else wrote them or whether I've written them, and then I'll listen to them a lot. I'll listen to them over and over and play about with the different sounds and different orders until I feel that they're sequenced according to the sound. I'll usually have some kind of theme in my mind so that they all kind of fit together in that respect anyway. So Unbroken Dreams, the dreams part comes from Last Night I Had the Strangest Dream, which is on there, but all of the songs are quite dreamlike in a lot of ways. They're all things that people would dream about, Now
the artwork on the front of the album, can you describe that for us?
Yeah.
I mean, was that made by yourself?
This is a portion of a wee watercolour that my daughter did a long time ago when she was in primary school. And that particular portion of it, every time I looked at it, I just thought it looked like an angel. It's actually the sun with a cloud just in front of it, and the rays of the sun coming down onto the earth, And it's just the way she positioned the cloud looks like the angel's wings, and that is why I homed in on that wee section there, because I just felt it fitted really well with Unbroken Dreams.
It's good, I quite like it.
I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
My daughter's slightly embarrassed by it, I think. But, I think she's secretly chuffed at the same time that I wanted to use it.
Did you have a few goes at creating an album cover for you?
No, she had no idea that this would ever be used on an album cover.
Oh, wow.
It was just a wee painting that she did, as I say, when she was a wee girl. I think she was only about 6 when she painted the picture, and it was one that I particularly liked and held on to. And then when I was making the album, it just kind of jumped out at me, and I thought, oh, that's what I need to use for the cover of this album.
Yeah, yeah. Where can people get the album from?
They can get the album from Adlib Music in Greenock, or from myself. The other album, Footprints of Memories, they can also get from Adlib Music in Greenock. They can also get it from Ardgowan Hospice Access Centre, or from the Ardgowan Hospice shop in the Oak Mall, or from myself.
That's quite good. People can pick them up from the local shops,
Yeah.
which is good. That's quite good.
Yeah.
How can people contact you to maybe pick up the CD? Have you got any contact details?
Yep, they can contact me through Facebook. If they put Sheila Jones into Facebook, they'll get my personal page. If they put Sheila in, they should hopefully find my music page.
Sure.
So those are ways to contact me. And actually, if you just put my name into Google, you usually find that they come up. I don't know how they managed to come up on the first page, but they do.
Well, your name, your site, it's had quite a lot of hits. That's how it works. The more hits it gets, the higher it gets up in Google. So that's quite good.
That's strange. I don't understand it at all. But the other way is they could phone me. So
Right.
my number is 01475 713 413.
And how much is the album?
The Unbroken Dreams album is £5, and 50% of that goes to St Laurence's Heating Fund. And the Footprints of Memories double album is £10, and all of the proceeds of that go to Ardgowan Hospice and Inverclyde Women's Aid.
That's brilliant. So how much money have you raised so far?
Well, Unbroken Dreams has raised about £483 so far for St Laurence's Heating Fund. Footprints of Memories has now we're now into profits for that, for the hospice and Inverclyde Women's Aid, because it cost us £300 to produce 200 copies
Right.
of them, which was great because it wouldn't have been anything like that if Jim Murdoch hadn't done all the recording for free. And
So big thank you
the
to Jim.
mastering. Big thank you to Jim Murdoch, yeah, or James Anderson Murdoch, as he's also known, or Jam.
Jan, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, we've now cleared off the cost of producing those and are into actually making some money for the hospice and Women's Aid with that.
Perfect. Okay, so we'll move on to the next track you've got for me, and it's from your Footprint of Memories, all right?
Yep,
album,
that's
yes,
right, yeah.
and we'll go for track number 2 in the second CD. Is that right?
That's right. Is it one? I think one. Angel's
sorry,
Wings.
one. Yes, track
Angel's
one.
Wings.
Okay, so tell us all about that one.
Angel's Wings. Anastasia wrote this poem. I presume that it was written for an order of service at some time. She does a lot of that. A lot of people in Inverclyde will have read her poetry without realising, because it's on the back page of a lot of orders of service for funerals. So it's a very sad song until you get towards the end, and then she manages to bring that hopefulness, which she does with so many of her poems. And it's one that just, for personal reasons, when I was recording it, became very, very special to me.
Okay, so play this track now.